You are a lovely salted caramel tart, and nobody expects a red 2024 year for Bitcoin. That's what the crowd is telling me, friends. I don't want to say it. I've been speaking about it actually for over a year now. I'm like, no one ever thinks that a Bitcoin halvening year can go down, do they? This is where we really have to flesh something out, because you don't know, friends. No one ever knows crap, okay? We don't know anything. We're all just guessing, okay? So because we're just guessing, you have to take this into serious consideration. You go, all right, if you're wrong to the upside, you get really rich. Sweet. If you're wrong to the downside, what happens? What happens is people who are in spot, which is no leverage, which is what you hopefully 99.9% of us are, you're going to be fine. Okay, you're not putting on leverage here. You're not taking on these excess loans, etc. Bitcoin, Ethereum, trading, swing trading, people taking on all these larger loans and stuff. You don't have any leverage. Also, people who are putting money that they're going to need in the next 9 months, they're buying the tops of retail coins, trading coins, grifts, maybe for staking, airdrops, and all these others. All right, so they might be in danger. Also, people who clearly, that money you don't need, or the money you do need, you're putting it in within a year, and leverage, okay, forced out. Everybody else who's just playing the normal game, we're going to be fine. Also, the people who mentally weak, they're not going to make it as well, because a lot of the people you're going to see now, you've probably been holding since 2021, the top. You've gone through the worst of the worst. But the next part, the next phase of crypto, it is a time destruction, okay? And I really hate to say it, because that fun time you came in 2021, that was the final 3 months. Before it was 3.5 years, right? So it took a long time to get there. We are, I don't know, it seems close, but we're not fully there yet. If we are to equate the fun time that you entered, it was in, let's say, Feb, March, April of 2021. That would be an equivalent of about 2025 next year, January, February, March. This is the thing, right? Before that period started, the fun time, the euphoric top part, before that period started, it looked bad, really bad. It was not a linear staircase of like, it's like level 1 of happiness, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. It doesn't go like that. It's just completely trash. And then we're just shooting up. We have one big green month, and that just starts a snowball. Okay, so you are very well equipped now to deal with something like that. And that's why I've drawn this scenario. Okay, it's one red scenario. I want to remind you, Bitcoin finished 2023 at $42,150, which is quite fascinating, because there's a lot of us who are bullish. We go, yeah, Bitcoin's going to finish like 42K. That was like the literal average number. I'm not kidding. It's just weird how we just finished it. Okay, so this is why, friends, you're never 100% correct. You never are in everything. It's a moving target. You always got to be aware, what does the crowd think? Are there a lot of weak hands on my side? The crowd, friends, the crowd can think something. They get things right in the middle of the moves. You know that, right? Right. In the middle of the moves, the crowd's right. The crowd's like, oh, it's going bad. It's keep going bad. They're right in the middle. It's just that when the weak hands, the super emotional money get in, that's where you're getting the shift. I don't see any emotional weak hands in yet. Okay, you know this from the altcoins. I'm telling you right now, this is the thing, right? No one even believes me if I say we might have the entitled alt season that you need and that you want within the next 3 months. And it might top out as the US Fed cuts rates, right? But, everyone gets excited at that part, but what comes after that? You pay for your sins after that. You know that, right? That's why I've drawn this scenario, friends. This is the scenario nobody expects. Okay, now what does this scenario mean? We can start, right? Look, this is from here. The crowd believes that they will get a 100% guaranteed green Bitcoin halvening gear. And I've got the chart here to show you. And this is one of my posts, okay? Luckily, I'll do this here for you, friends. You can see now, you can go 2012. This is a 2.86x. So the 180%, friends, it's a 2.86x. 2016, another Bitcoin halvening year, 2.2x. 2020 was a freaking 4x. But that's because we started off the year at 7,000. We had the zombie virus. We crashed down. And then we finished the year at the very, very, very end at like 21K. Or no, 28,000. Okay, so that's basically what's happened in a nutshell. And I actually put it together. This is what it looks like. Okay, so what's 2024 going to be? We don't know. We don't know. Of course we don't know. But I'm just trying to protect you. If we're wrong... Because, friends, what I'll tell you, okay, do you want to be wrong or right? Versus, do you want to be profitable or unprofitable? Where are we going to focus? Okay, we want to make money. Do you want to be right or do you want to make money? That's what it comes down to. We don't care about being right. Don't care. Just telling you, if we're wrong to the upside, sweet. That's what I want. That's what you want. Sweet. Go up only. Go, go, go. Trillions of dollars enter. Please, please, please. Okay, just sweet. Make every single person listen here a millionaire. I want that to happen. Okay. What if that doesn't happen though? To the downside, we already covered our asses with that. Okay, you know, if the price can go low and it forces you out, then you can't do anything. Okay, we don't know though how it's going to transpire throughout the year, because I'm going to show you in the scenario. A Bitcoin halvening year, you see how these big green. Remember, Bitcoin. You know, technically, Bitcoin, friends, can finish 40,000 at the end of the year, and it's red here. You know what I mean? So that's something to think about. Or maybe we don't even know if we'll feel really good about that. I guess we'll just see. It depends on the altcoins. And I also postulated some stories here. So on average, for you get no benefit trying to predict narratives. None. Don't do it. I do it because I want to cover all the worst scenarios such that if they do happen to us and we see them in the news, we don't panic. Okay, now me, I'm never going to panic, friends. You know me. You can't capitulate me. But I mean, for the average person. So I want videos and references for you to go like, wait a minute, this dude, right, wearing a state-of-the-art panda disguise said there might be a self-custody ban threat to Bitcoin or all crypto. I've written it here, okay? Self-custody ban. The government might throw that in. There could also be a stock market crash. Here's the thing though. I want to say it's a stock market crash. I don't know if that's enough, because no one's scared of a stock market crash here because we're not correlating, you see. Now, that could be either signs of euphoria, complacency, or it means we're desensitized to it now, and that's not the next big narrative to come in, because we had that last time. We were already scared of the stock market crash in 2022, weren't we? People are still thinking about it. So if we're all not that worried about it, and you see, friends, you're not worried about another zombie virus, are you? Oh, there's another zombie virus. You go, sweet, just print money. The market, I don't know why it does this. It will always hunt the piece of news that gives you the most fear. And I think a self-custody ban threat from the government goes, we're going to ban everybody who owns a self-custody. You have to go through whitelist approved stuff. I think that would be enough to scare everybody and make them force click sell. But hey, it's written in the charts. It was always going to happen. And you know what's going to happen, friends? After that, they realize they can't ban it, and then we go up only. So on the chart, right? On the chart, the squiggly line doesn't matter. I've got to stress this to you. These squiggly lines, we don't really care. Okay. All I'm just basically thinking is Jim Cramer's super bullish and super bearish, okay? And so is everybody else. Maybe it's a sideways thing, some of sorts, okay? Maybe it's a sideways thing. Maybe there's a Bitcoin crash with the halvening and that we recover. So basically, we do the exact same thing as we did in the Mt. Gox Ponzi fractal, which is this, okay? Where does that come from? The Mt. Gox Ponzi fractal. It comes from 2016, Mt. Gox cycle. We are the spiritual successor of that. It's right here. See this middle part right here? And after it's done, we just go up, okay? But this is where it gets critical, this part, because it's possible throughout this time that there are too many weak hands still trapped in. So that's why I've drawn it here. I've drawn this scenario here to show you, you have the everybody gets rinsed out part. There's some sort of scare. And then this is the most important part, friends, the fake out bull trap. This is the big part. This is the big critical part. Because that is where I think an enormous amount of weak hands will enter. The difference in the past, though, so you might say, wait a minute, this is repeating the 4-year cycle to the T. It's just that when you get to the top, you think a turn will happen. Precisely, that's why I'm just saying we have to be careful of that stonk market. In 3 out of 3 halvenings, so the table I just showed you, 2012, 2016, 2020, the stock market was in roaring new highs each time. And I can show you the chart here, okay? So in 2020, okay, see in 2020, friends, look at this. Stock market roaring new highs. You also had in 2016, look at this, in 2016, it starts, that's where the bull market appears, right? The bull market appears. And also you have 2012. Okay, remember this S&P 500, 2012. Here it is here. You see that. Now, it technically wasn't in these new highs territory yet. That's when the actual Bitcoin, the big Bitcoin bull begins. It's 1 year after the halvening. But if you look at the correlations, I've shown you many things, put them together. Crypto, we say it's money. We say Bitcoin's money. We say Ethereum's money. We say all of these things are money. The problem with that is the charts don't say that. The market hasn't said that. The market says you're a technology. Okay? The market says you're a liquidity rail connected to the financial system. That's what it says. It says, yeah, you got cool stuff about you. You can be like money, but you are tied to the stock market. That's effectively what it means. It means you're more of a technology, which means there are booms, there are busts, there are liquidity injections and contractions here and there. Now, if we were a money, when things go down in the stock market and the US dollar spikes up and it's risk off, we should be rallying because people are allocating from the weakening currency to the strong currencies. That's if we were money. We don't get that inverse relationship. We don't get that. And you've noticed that by now. The relationship we get is weak. It likes us sometimes and then it doesn't. We're not correlated, okay? So this is just the difference that you have to know. Fundamentally, if this plays out and it plays out like this, right? And we've guessed it right, now you know where it's all coming from, okay? So that's where ultimately it comes down to. So if we go back to the chart, right, this fake out bull trap, okay, this is what we're basically referring to. This is the only thing I'm scared about, right? Literally right here. Now, if we go to the actual SuperTrend chart, we might find at the end of the year, see this SuperTrend? I'm going to track this SuperTrend. This SuperTrend's here. Maybe the SuperTrend just stays here, okay? This is going to be our equivalent line compared to the Mt. Gox Ponzi cycle. Let me show you. The Mt. Gox Ponzi cycle SuperTrend, let's zoom in. You see this SuperTrend? It never went below it and closed. See this wick? It never went below it, closed. And look what happened up here. It never went below it and closed either. Fascinating, right? So that's where it's all going to come down to. There's going to be a SuperTrend floor, and that's going to be where you have to really say to yourself, all right, this is where you got to be careful, okay? Because let's say we are at this point of the year. Let's say we go down, we come up, we come to this fake out. This is that fake out part, right? At some point. It could be later on in the year. Friends, don't worry about the timing, okay? It's just that at some point, there's a down and a fake out. At this point, I just want you to think, all right, if we are correct about the bull market going up, okay, so we're right here, right? It's up only, literally up only. But if you're wrong like right here, okay? So you have to be super careful because everybody else is going to be here too. Every single weak hand is going to be positioned such that basically, when that's basically Bitcoin touching 50K here. If I show you the chart, this circle is like Bitcoin 50K. And then people will say, you know what? There's absolutely no chance we go below, say, 40 or 35 ever again, right? And, that's why end of the year, who knows? What if it goes back to 30, right? So this is something I'm trying to prepare us for way ahead of time. The good thing is, though, as of today, we don't need to worry about this for altcoins. Bitcoin's got that problem to worry about because Bitcoin has had an up-only run and it's had the Bitcoin ETF. It's had all those. It's been given a beautiful run. That's in line with the Bitcoin halvening, but nothing excessive on top of that. Now comes the next step. The next step is the next 3 months. So the US Fed is known. There's a 99% chance it's going to cut rates. And it's priced in the yield curve. It's either March 17 or May 1st. Let me tell you, back in 2020, friends, and 2019, okay, the US Fed, look at this. You see this? See the bottom here? You know what marked the bottom, friends? The US Fed stopped hiking rates. They held rates. So they hold rates here. We run. And then they do their first cut right here. And look at this. We sink. Isn't that wild? We sink and there's zombie virus. Now, zombie virus, don't worry about it. If a zombie virus never happened, maybe the chart still looks like that and it goes up. Okay, but still, this is a very painful period. This is very, very painful, especially for altcoins. So isn't that, look, just go through this again. This is a hold. They literally cut very, very at there. Now, I wonder if that is what the chart will look like for most altcoins. Because we, and I don't like using this word entitled, but we are actually entitled to a big alt season. We are. Because the 2021 alt season was trash. Because out of the top 100 coins, 22 broke their all-time high. One of the 22 was Litecoin. It barely broke the all-time high and then it dropped back down again. It broke up by like 10% and then just came back down, right? So basically 80% of coins got destroyed in 2021. People buying tops and it drops down, it never goes anywhere. I'm wondering if, because Bitcoin had a vicious recovery last time, I'm wondering if altcoins now get that one. It's now altcoins' turn to get that. But of course, if that happens in the mania, so it's not now, friends. So we're not even anywhere here. It's in this mania. If we get some sort of altcoins rallying there, and look, it might appear like these others. This is the others chart, right? So we don't know where it's going to be. See up here, maybe that's what it comes. Maybe it literally comes like this, right? Maybe we're literally getting a big alt season here. It comes back right here. And the Fed like cuts rates. This is May around here. Fed does the rate cut. It's funny, right? Look at this. If you go to April, look at this. Fed holds, Fed cuts. I wonder if that's what happens and we have some sort of bleed. Just what I'm trying to do is suss out what does everyone in the crowd need to happen? Okay, what do they need to happen? Well, they definitely need a green Bitcoin halvening gear. And as a summary, right, this scenario rinses bulls and bears for the next few months. You have a fake out and then you have a crash at the end of the year. I don't even like using the word crash. Everything's a crash in crypto, man. 10%, it's just like everything happens so fast. Everything's a freaking crash, okay? So, you know, this would finish 2024 as a red year. It's never before seen. And the only way to survive this is to be in leverage, is to be in spot, of course. Leverage will get you destroyed. Now, I'm just telling you, all right, don't get trapped in leverage. So you've seen it, okay? You've seen this. And obviously the most alarming chart of all is literally this one where you have the CME launch marks the top, Bitcoin futures ETF launch marks the top, the Bitcoin spot ETF here launch has been, it looks like a top, we don't know what happens, but the most important thing is you've now opened your mind up because that's what I'm here to, win, friends. We're here to win. Do you want to be right or do you want to make money? I don't care about being right, okay? I just want to make money. I want to make sure we survive through anything that comes on because you're going to find out in crypto, it's not the smartest dude who ends up making all the money. It's literally the person with the peanut brain. It's just like, oh, leverage bad, don't touch. Okay, that's it. Go about, do your own day, do your own life, and let all the bad news comes, rinse itself out. The good news comes, takes you higher lows. Then we have a counteracting bad news again, and they're just like, whatever, I'll just look at it later on. Those are the people who actually win. Okay, those are the people who win. So when I watch influencers with you, they don't bring these scenarios up. They don't talk about things like this because they're grifting, man. They're selling us, oh, is there a trading referral leverage link? Oh, is there an ICO that they got given special access to that they're just promoting so they can like butter you up so you can end up FOMO buying in a year when they get the tokens unlocked? You see all these, that's not helping at all. This is helping. This is just telling you today When you think I'm an idiot, that's okay, friends. Yes, I am. Okay, I understand. I'm wearing a state-of-the-art pen disguise. I'm telling you, if you get wrecked later on from leverage, you got no one to blame but yourself. Because yes, there are people you are watching today while you're in disbelief who are saying, guess what? It might finish red in the year, but also we might have a big alt season within the next 90 days and it might top out when the US Fed cuts rates. When your mind starts expanding like this, you're like, you know, oh my gosh, it's possible to be rewarded in the next 4 months, but then finish the end of the year down. If your mind gets rewarded like that with knowledge, you should be grateful. And you are grateful because you're like, oh, sweet, okay, someone out there is thinking about a scenario that helps me survive another year in crypto, because it really is a wild, wild west. Okay, I'm going to keep hunting for altcoins, lottery coins, and all of these. But we all know, man, we're lucky half of this stuff works. Okay, because you always have to know what the crowd is doing and where they're positioned. Just because you go up for the first 3 to 4 months in the year, as you learned from 2021, doesn't mean you got to finish the year higher. Does not mean that. You got to take each scenario as it comes. When Jim Cramer gets bullish, when euphoria happens, okay, it's predetermined, but we don't know. You're just waiting, okay, like a sitting duck. And when it gets there, we're going to grab it with both hands, with consent. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, and I'll catch you soon.